Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another impromptu video. I just received the new Jaclyn Cosmetics holiday collection in the mail. I didn't know if this was coming or not, but it just showed up. This is the lovely Jaclyn on the front. I have to say, it's giving me like Black Swan vibes. Is anybody else seeing that? There's a ton of stuff in this collection. This was just announced, I want to say a couple days ago, and it launches in a couple days. By the way, I usually don't film at this time. My face is so red because the window in this room, the sun is setting. I usually film in the mornings, so I don't have that issue, but it is so hot in here. I've got fans on, so if you hear that, I apologize, but your girl is sweating, okay? And I can't do my makeup when I'm sweating. Is anybody else like that? There's like literally nothing worse than doing your makeup and dripping sweat. It drives me crazy. So today we're just gonna go over the entire collection. I'm gonna show you swatches, talk about pricing, when you can get it, and as I usually do, we're gonna apply it, and I'm gonna be very frank and honest about my opinions. I don't sugarcoat it here, whether it's PR or I bought it. I'm not looking for anybody to lose. Like, I don't root for Jaclyn to lose, even though I know a lot of people, you know, they have their thoughts about her. I just wanna review makeup and give you my honest opinion and zoom in and show you how the products apply so you can make an educated decision for yourself if you want to pick these products up. I will link everything I can below, all the information on launch date, and then any other products we use to complete the look. And let's go ahead and get into this trying the new Jaclyn Cosmetics holiday collection. So as I said, this just showed up on my doorstep. This is the outer picture that is on the box. Of course, it's Jaclyn just serving us, like I said, Black Swan. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. And then inside you have a plethora of products. So I'm gonna try to go through and show you the options here because I feel like this is a little bit not cohesive. It's a little bit all over the place. It's not like highlighters and bronzers or lip glosses and lipsticks. This is kind of a lot. So I'm gonna try to go through each product and we're gonna apply everything. The reason I don't have any makeup on is because there's actually a priming oil in here. So it's a little bit all over the place, but you know, I'm down to try anything and I'll give you my unfiltered opinion as I always do. So on the Jaclyn Cosmetics Instagram, it says, "Naughty and Nice, introducing the Holiday collection. This season, it's a holiday and you're the present. Frost yourself with a statement lip, glowy winter sun skin, wind-chilled cheeks, and an icy shimmering eye." I love reading these, you know, it just really brings me into the holiday spirit. All right, so here is the inside of the PR box. You can see the packaging on this is very silver with black accents. I think that's kind of like her naughty and ice. Everything's very silver, kind of ice queen. So this collection is launching on October 17th on jaclyncosmetics.com. I will leave all the information down below. I don't have an exact time of day. There's also going to be bundles. So again, I will leave that information down below where you can kind of bundle up products and get a little bit of savings. And then of course, most of her products do end up coming to Ulta. Again, I don't know if this will, but I will update if and when that happens. So now let's get into each product, talk about the pricing, talk about what it's supposed to do, and then also swatch it, and then we'll get into the demo. Starting out with the Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. This is gonna retail for $34. Prep, prime, and nourish your skin for a radiant, lit from within glow. Wear alone or under makeup for a natural dewy finish. So this oil has 0.91 ounces, so almost 1 ounce. It has this gradient frosted bottle. It says Jaclyn on the side, and then you do twist it off and it has a dropper that you push the top to get drops out. When I smelled this, it really doesn't have a scent to it. It smells very much like an oil, so I don't think there's any added scent to it. It's definitely an oil though, not like a dry oil. I mean, it kind of smells not like, you know, olive oil, but I mean, it's just, there's no scent to it. So I kind of like that in a sense because I do have sensitive skin, but on the other hand, you're not gonna get like, you know, a really yummy scent. It's really just sort of like a skincare smell. Next up, we have the Winter Sun Face Palette retailing for $38. This cream powder trio delivers ultimate frost yourself goals, perfect for layering and taking it with you on the go. So in here, it looks like there's 3 different shades. I haven't touched these or anything. It looks like a blush blush and 2 highlighters, one more bronzy gold, one more icy white. Almost looks like it has a little bit of a pink in there possibly, and then a peachy sort of blush. Now again, this is not going to be inclusive, and that's the one thing about these face palettes is this is not going to work for everyone. Okay, so they feel very much like a powder to me. I know it says cream to powder, but this is what they're swatching like. So let's go ahead and swatch them on the back of my hand. They're feeling like a powder. I'm not feeling any cream. They almost are giving me the feel of if you've ever felt like the Flower Beauty highlighting trio, but these are more subtle. They're not as blinding as I would have thought. So I'd be interested to try this on the skin. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this formula. I know she's known for really intense highlighters. These are not giving me that. They're giving me sort of like powdery feels. And then you've got this blush that seems to be matte. I didn't really know, how we're gonna do a cohesive look, but we're just gonna, apply everything as we usually do and see what we can come up with. So the next product are the Glaze Over Shimmer Top Coats. These will retail for $26 each. There are 6 different shades. It says, with pure pearl pigments, I literally couldn't spit that out. This buildable water-based shadow can top off any look with a subtle sparkle or a full-on glassy sheen. Okay, so in here, like I said, there are 6 different shades. Immediately, this gave me Natasha Denona vibes. If you've ever tried her little toppers in the little pots, immediately, like the packaging, but also just the way the shadow looks. So I thought we would swatch these. Now, these all seem to be quite neutral shades, more in like the bronzy gold realm. So looking at the swatches, they're all quite neutral. You do have more of a champagne, then a gold, a pink, a bronzy copper, then you have one gunmetal, and then a chocolate brown. They're creamier than the Natasha Denona ones that I'm familiar with, but I have to say, like, the packaging literally looks identical. Just this frosted bottom, but Natasha's were really hard to pick up. You kind of had to really rub in. These ones you really don't. You just sort of swirl in and you get the pigment. Now, of course, I want to see how they apply to the eye. They feel creamy when you touch them. They're nothing like a super shock shadow or anything like that. They are definitely glittery, so I want to see how they really translate on the eye, if maybe they need to be wet or a glitter glue. We'll have to kind of play around with that and see how they apply. So the next product in this collection is the Pout Spoken lip liners. These will retail for $18 each. 4 matching shades to pair with our Pout Spoken liquid lipstick for you to line and define your perfect pout with our signature creamy high pigment pencil. Okay, I finally got that out. So I actually haven't tried these. I did try the liquid lipsticks, weren't my favorite. I thought they were pretty dry. I have not tried the lip liners though, and I have heard that they actually were quite nice. So I want to go ahead and swatch the 4 shades here. They're all deep, all kind of rich colors. So swatching these lip pencils, I feel like we have like a red pink and then more of a magenta pink, a berry kind of plum, and then a really deep, almost black purple. They seem creamy, but not overly creamy. Again, I haven't tried these, but I feel like I've heard great things about them. They're not sliding around like a ColourPop lip liner, but they're not tugging like a MAC lip pencil. So they're somewhere in between. So as I said before, there are 4 matching liquid lipsticks to go with the lip liners. So these are the Pout Spoken liquid lipsticks. They retail for $20 each. 4 new holiday shades of our best-selling, long-wearing Luxe Matte color that stays put on your pout. I can't say these descriptions to save my life, okay? So I'm going to swatch these. I think the packaging is really pretty. These have a moussey feel to them, and they have a light scent to them. Like, it's a nice scent. I don't know if it's like vanilla or cupcake, but it's very light. I think the packaging on this, maybe my favorite. I just think it's very holiday, very Jaclyn. All right, so the last product in this collection is the Sweet Glaze Lip Lacquers. These will retail for $18 each. The best of liquid lipstick and gloss in one. High impact color with a gorgeous high shine finish. Choose from 4 beautiful shades. So this I think I might actually really like, just because I don't wear liquid lipsticks as much anymore. They're just very drying. So I'm intrigued to swatch these. So let's see what kind of colors we have here. Let me see if there's a scent to these. It smells like a buttercream scent, really nice. So let's go ahead and do some swatches. So swatching these definitely are a gloss. They are going to be higher shine and they are going to transfer. So it's not something that you want to wear, under a mask or anything like that. The shades are really nice and fall type shades. So we'll just have to apply them to the lips and see how I feel about them. I feel like they could be a little bit sticky, but I really can't tell until I actually put them on my lips. All right, so now that we've gone over all the swatches and everything, I want to start applying. So I'm going to start out with my eyes just because if we have any fallout, and I want to play around with those eye glaze toppers. I'm going to start out with her Divine Neutrals palette with Morphe. This was her latest collaboration. I just want to use this to put a couple mattes in my crease. So I'm going to start out with the shade Just Barely. So I zoomed you guys in, and I just want a little bit of definition in my crease before we go in with those toppers. Okay, so I'm gonna dip in next to Good Vibes with a different brush, and I just want to deepen the outer portion of the eye. Not sure what shades I want to apply on the lid. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of Baked as well. Just apply this on the outer edges. Okay, so now I want to go in and apply one of her Shimmer Top Coats. I'm going to go in with the shade Glisten first. I'm just going to use my finger only because that's how I would use products like this. I'm hoping for little fallout because it is a cream product. So I'm going to place this right on the center of the lid. Yeah, you can definitely feel like it's creamy when you touch it to your eye even. So I'm just putting this on the center of my lid, and then I'm going to press it in a little bit to the crease here. I don't really think I got any fallout. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. It's definitely creamy. Like when I'm touching it, I can feel a little bit of a, it's not wet, but a little bit of a tack. So next I'm gonna go into the shade North Star, and I'm gonna take this on the inner portion of my eye. I'm just trying to use a couple of these if I can. So it's sort of lighter to darker here. I don't know, they have a pretty sparkle to them, but they are, I would say, they're not super intense, I guess. Like they're more subdued when I'm just looking at my eye. They almost do give you like a wet sort of look. I wonder if these would really shine over a base. So let's say you put on like a black shadow and then you put one of these over. Would it really give you that kind of asphalt look, I guess, like glistening wet? So next I'm gonna go back into this Booked shade, and I just wanna make sure that I have some definition on the outer portion of the eye. Okay, so this is what the eye toppers are looking like. I feel like they're a little bit more subdued than I thought, but I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and do a winged liner and some lashes, and then we will move on to the face oil, the face palette, and the lip products. Okay, so I went ahead and did a winged liner and a half lash. I feel like as I was doing my liner and turning my head, the light was hitting the glitter, and it is really beautiful. It's just a little bit more subdued than I had thought, but I wanna move on to the Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. I typically am not someone that puts an oil on before I do my foundation. I know Jaclyn has dry skin and she loves a really glowy look. I'm more combo, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. I'm gonna do a little bit just to start. I mean, this is like an oil, and like I said, it doesn't have any fancy smell to it, so it really feels like if you were to just get any type of oil, like rosehip oil or anything, you know, from any place. It doesn't have any sort of scent. It does smell sort of like olive oil. So I'm pressing into the skin. I tend to be more dry on my forehead, so I'm gonna go a little bit heavier up here and not as heavy in the T-zone. It's not a super thick oil, so I'm not feeling like it's really heavy, but it definitely is an oil. So if you are oily or you don't enjoy face oils, this would definitely not be the product for you. I'm interested to see how it will sit under my foundation. So I am going to go in with my Tarte Smoothing Primer just in my T-zone area. And then I'll kind of speed through my base. I want to see if that oil disrupts my foundation in any way. For foundation, I'm going to use one that I've been loving, which is the Lawless Conceal the Deal. I think I'm going to mix sand with Palo Santo just because I can't seem to find the right shade for me. Oh, sand is way too light. Okay, look at sand. Never mind. So I ended up mixing Fawn with Palo Santo. Still looking a little light for my self-tan. Been loving this foundation, but I just feel like I can't find the right shade. It's either too light or too deep. Okay, so I feel like that blended really nicely. I do feel like I look more dewy than usual, but I don't feel like it enhanced my texture. It's not something that I don't, you know, like. Usually I like a matte base just because I have pores. I feel like it did give me more of a glow just because the Lawless foundation is more of a matte finish. I'm gonna go in with my ABH concealer. I love this. Okay, so this is what my base is looking like. I actually really do like the way that it looks with this oil. Again, I'm not typically an oil person because a lot of the times I feel like it can really just make foundations not want to stick on. They sort of slip and slide. So I don't know. This is something that I'll have to keep trying out. I do feel like it did give me more of a glow without adding texture. So this one surprised me a little bit. I do like the finish, but again, I'm gonna set with powder, so it might just take away all of that glow regardless. I'm gonna go ahead and set with powder and then finish my eyebrows and my bronzer, and then we're gonna jump into the face palette. Okay, we have bronzer on, brows are done. I wanna move in to the Winter Sun face palette. So this is a little bit interesting just because I haven't seen a texture like this from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I'm gonna start out with the blush here. This is a peachy shade. A lot of pigment comes off. Now I love her 6-pan blush palettes, and her blush collection in general was my favorite. So I'm just gonna build this up. I like to be heavy-handed on blush, so this is what it's looking like. It almost looks like it gives you a little bit of a glow, but nothing chunky or anything like that. This is a totally new formula in terms of comparing the other formulas that she's come out with. So this is what this blush is looking like. I mean, I'm a blush fiend, so I like this. I feel like it has a good amount of pigment. It's not, you know, really hard to build up, but again, this is not gonna be inclusive for every skin tone, so that's just something to keep in mind. So for highlighter, I am gonna go in with this gold one. I hope it's not too deep. This is interesting. I don't know if I'm loving the textures of these highlighters. I'm just gonna take a tiny brush, quite powdery, so you wanna tap off. Okay, so it's blinding, but I feel like it's powdery. Like, I feel like from afar, it looks nice. Let me try a little bit here. Let's try down the nose. It's just so, I don't know, it almost feels like baked. Just don't know if I'm loving the texture on this powder. Like, it's pretty. I mean, I feel like it's pretty and it definitely gives you a pretty glow. But I really love, like, her highlighter in Iced is one of my favorites. So this palette so far, I would say, stand out for me would be the blush, but I mean, honestly, I love blush, so could be just that I love blush. I mean, I feel like I, you know, see, like, okay, I put the blush over it just to sort of blend it and it just disappears. It's just one of those really light powders. I don't want to go in, you know what, let's just try it. I'm gonna do a little bit. I really didn't want to though, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do these crazy lip colors, but also mesh in with like the bronze tones. Yeah, I don't know. This highlighter is not my favorite formula from her. Definitely prefer her pressed highlighter in the shade Iced. All right, so now I wanna move on to lips. So I'm gonna start out with a lip liner, and then I'm gonna go in with one of the lip lacquers, wipe that off, and then put a liquid lipstick on. There's no way that I can sit here and go through 4 of those deep lipsticks and the lip lacquers. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So I'm gonna go in with the lip liner in Flannel. I haven't tried these, but again, I heard great things about them. So let's go ahead, and I have to concentrate because deep shades, they can go crazy. I'm just doing a rough outline to start, and then I'm gonna perfect it, but I like that these aren't overly creamy. I do not like the ColourPop lip liners that slip and slide. I don't feel like I have any control. I like how this is a little bit, I have to tug it a little bit, meaning that it's not going to slide out and then I have a big smudge. So here's the lip liner in flannel. I actually really like the formula of this. Again, I hadn't tried these before, but I could see myself buying some of her more neutral shades. So I'm trying to figure out which of these lip vinyls or lip lacquers I want to go in with that's going to mesh with this shade. I don't want to do anything too warm. Maybe this one right here called Cookies. These smell really good. Cookies. These, why did I say cookies? These lip lacquers. Very pigmented. So I'm just going to apply it like that. Ooh, pretty. And I'm going to take a brush just to blend. Okay, these are very sticky, very sticky. I actually like sticky, but I'm just letting you know right now they're sticky. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this cookie. I mean, that's sticky. I guess lip lacquer, I mean, you kind of expect that, but... So this is what the lip lacquer looks like. I have to say it smells incredible, but it is incredibly sticky. Like when I'm talking, my lips are sticking together. I don't mind sticky stuff. I actually like a MAC lip gloss or something like that, but that's what this feels like. It's very, very sticky. It's high shine, good pigment, but if you don't like sticky, I don't think you would like this. But again, I don't mind it. So I'm gonna wipe this off and then go ahead and apply the matching flannel liquid lipstick, and then I might add one of these back on top just to live on the edge. All right, so I went ahead and wiped it off, and I'm gonna go in with the liquid lipstick in flannel, which is the matching shade to this lip liner. So it's nice and pigmented. Ooh, this is vampy. So this is what the flannel liquid lipstick looks like paired with the liner. The liquid lipstick is deeper than I thought it would be. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, it is holiday time, or, you know, we're in October, so Halloween time. This is the third deepest shade. So the one she was wearing in the promo photos is even deeper. It's a little bit sticky when I'm speaking. I typically like liquid lipsticks that like dry down. I mean, it's dried down, but like my lips are kind of sticking together a little bit. So I want to go in and apply a little bit of Cookies on top just because I feel like this is like real deep. See if I can just add this to the center. I actually liked the lip combo with the lip liner in this a lot. So I'm just applying it to the center, and then I'm just gonna use a brush. So because I feel like our lips are just so intensely like bam in your face, I'm gonna go back into the face palette and just really punch the blush up, because I feel like we're so lip heavy right now. I wanna just balance things out. I mean, who am I kidding? I love blush. Any excuse to put on more blush. All right, guys, so here's my finished makeup look using the new products from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I want to go over my thoughts. I feel like I'm having such a hard time talking because my lips are literally sticking together. So if I sound a little crazy, that's why. So let's start off with the Shimmer Top Coats. I think that these are a little bit more subtle than I was thinking. Now, I will say, as I was applying my lipstick and my liner, as I sort of turn my head, I can see the light hit, and it is a really beautiful effect. It almost is like a wet look, but it's not crazy metallic or intense. As I was saying, they do pick up nicely. They feel quite emollient in the actual jar. They do not feel like a super shock. They're definitely a little bit more creamy, more of a cream than that. When you put them on the lid, you can even feel like a little bit of cream too. They didn't have any fallout that I noticed. So I think this is sort of a one and done type of shadow, or if you like to throw mattes in your crease and then just pop something on the lid, I could see how these would be beautiful for like holiday parties or anything like that. They're just not as intense as I would have thought, but I do think that they're beautiful. They're just a little bit more subtle, almost looking like wet when you hit the light. Moving on to the Skin Perfecting Oil Primer, I have to say this probably is the most shocking to me. I really don't like oils, but I do feel like my skin looks a little bit glowier than usual with this Lawless foundation, yet no texture enhancing, and that's why I typically do more of a matte matte base because I do have pores and texture. I don't like it to be enhanced. I do feel like this added a nice hydration without adding texture, which is a little bit difficult, especially oils. I feel like, again, they don't really work as well with matte foundations for me personally. So the fact that this really did give me a little bit more hydration under a matte foundation without making my skin look rough or textured, I actually think I like this. I do think because this doesn't have an added fragrance that I can tell, some people may be a little turned off by the fragrance because it does smell like olive oil. It just smells like a basic oil, so I really want to, you know, put that out there. But in terms of the texture, I mean, you can see it's very thin oil, so it's not like a thick, heavy feel. So I think this might be something that I would incorporate into my daily makeup routine if it doesn't break my makeup up, which I don't think it will. Just upon, you know, applying my foundation, it just looked a little bit more glowy than usual. I'm a little bit sad about this Winter Sun palette for a couple reasons. I really actually like the blush a lot. Like, I would use this blush, I would use this palette and keep it just to use the blush. I'm not a fan of these. I just don't like the texture of them. They seem chunky and powdery to me. I sort of wish that she would have done like her accent light pressed highlighters in here. I think that would have been a better option, or just blushes, like maybe a peachy one and then like, I don't know, a magenta one and then maybe like a deeper vampy one. Second reason is this is not inclusive. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to use this. So again, I just wish there was more inclusivity just in general in the, you know, makeup market. I feel like one face palette is just not enough. And I feel like we see a lot of brands doing stuff like this, like Charlotte Tilbury, you know, Hourglass just did, I think 3 different this year, but it's like face palettes with bronzers and blushes and highlighters. They're not going to fit everyone. So I wish there would have been maybe like a few options, like 3 options in this. So along with really loving the face oil, I have to say another standout for me would be the lip liners. Now, I've heard great things. My friend Cheryl did order a couple. She said it was a really good formula. She did get like the nudes. I didn't get them when they released because they sold out as I was trying to check out. So I only got the liquid lipsticks, but I like this formula. It's pigmented, it doesn't get gunky, and it's not too slick, but it's also not too tough where you really have to push down. I feel like it's a really good formula. And I don't typically wear colors like this, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the flannel shade that I used with that lip lacquer in the middle. So I think if you're going to pick up anything and you really like really intense, vampy, holiday, deeper colors, I would say the lip liners are a win. Now, the lip lacquers are gorgeous. I love the smell of them. They smell like buttercream or cake, but they are insanely sticky. I don't mind sticky, but I'm telling you, like sticky. Like when I'm speaking, my lips are just like sticking together. Not goopy sticky in the sense that you're getting strings, but just when I speak, I feel like my lips keep getting like Velcroed together and I'm like trying to talk. So if you don't like sticky, you will not like these 100%. If you like a vinyl lacquer high shine with that sticky tacky feel, I think you would like these. And I do think because these are deeper shades, I mean, I use the lightest shade just because it would go with this lip liner, but some of these shades are a little bit, you know, more fall type shades. And I do feel like if you're gonna have pigmented glosses like this, I think having them be sticky makes them stay in place and not smear all over your face. So that's probably why it's sticky, but I just want to let you know, if you don't like sticky, you're not going to like these. But I don't mind it, but I am even like, like I'm trying to talk and my lips are just sticking together. And then lastly, the liquid lipsticks. I am not a huge fan of matte liquid lipsticks as much as I used to be because I feel like they get cracked and dry. And I think it's nice and pigmented. I'm really not getting a ring. Now, of course, you know, the inside of my lip is going to not hold on to this because I'm speaking and I have spit and all of that. But I don't like how it's a little bit tacky. It's not like patching or anything, but even when this dries down, again, I could feel like the tack on the inside of my mouth, just a little bit sticky, like that kind of thing. So for me, it's like, well, screw it. I might as well put the, you know, lip lacquer on if I'm going to do the sticky thing. So for me, it's just not my favorite formula. But again, I'm not huge. Hold, please. I'm just not huge on liquid lipstick formulas anymore as it is. There's very few that I feel like are comfortable and don't get the line, don't crack, and just really don't kind of look rough after a few hours. It's just a little tacky even after it dries down, which isn't my favorite. All right, guys, so I think that is everything for this first impressions. I tried to use a couple of each product to really give you my thoughts. These lipsticks and lip liners are so deep and vampy. It would take me like hours to wipe this off, redo it, and make sure everything looks nice and crisp. I already struggle with lip liner, so when you go into the vampy colors, it's like super intimidating. But I hope that I gave you a nice enough demo so you can see the textures and how these products apply, and the swatches, hopefully, to choose what colors work for you. So let me know your thoughts down below on this collection. As I said before, I don't feel it was the most cohesive. Seems a little bit random, just like putting the oil in with the lipsticks, with the one face palette. It seems a little bit, I don't know, just not cohesive, which I don't really think it matters. I mean, you can pick up one item if you're looking at the collection and only one speaks to you, or you can pick it all up. But I do think it does make sense with these deeper shades for holiday to have just some deeper shades in her range that are going to be great, kind of vampy colors for Halloween, or just, you know, red burnt colors for fall and Christmas. I'm getting gunking again. This is why I don't wear, you know, dark lip liners and a lipstick. So I will leave all the information down below in terms of when you can pick this up and where you can pick it up, as well as everything else I used today, like my foundation, concealer, and all of that. But let me know your thoughts on this collection, if you're going to pick anything up or if you're passing over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.